Okay, this is to note all the things I still have left to do. All right, this wiring needs stapled in place, can't be dangling like that. This footer needs actual repaired. Paint needs touch up. It won't even dry on the bottom because how cold and wet it is. That hole there and up on the light needs caulking in it to seal it. The guide beams need actually permanently installed for the garage door railing, and I need to run a toe board all the way around the base here to seal up the bottom of this garage. It's rotted all the way through. And you can see the light in the back there. All right, and I probably should secure these wires too. Having them dangling like that's probably not the best idea. On to the house. All right, all this stuff needs to find a home or come down with me. This pad needs to be cut up and hauled away. This bottom step needs replaced. The awning needs gutters actually all the way around it because as it drips off there, it splashes all over the deck and makes the deck wetter than it needs to be. I need Brian to come and get the rest of Candy's stuff here, which is just this stuff right here. I'm not going to bother opening it, but I have things in the shed. Only a couple things, like a chair and I think one box that need to go. The white pipe needs to get hauled out of here. Maybe used as a ditch tunnel. Don't step on the doggy do. If I remember right, I measured that, and that is a 14-inch pipe. There was some labeling on it at one point. There we go. Yeah. PVC 14-inch, scheduled 40. 20 feet long. A few things around the yard still need picked up, but mostly cleaned up. Oh, that's right. I have all that pile of rock and grass that needs hauled out of there. I told the last people to mulch the grass, not dump it, but they dumped it. Now it's my problem. The contractors removed all this wiring when they did the molding, did not return or reinstall the wiring, the cable TV stuff, and the telephone terminal block. So that needs to get done. I need to remove the last piece of the storm window and then make screens for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 windows. 10 windows. Yeah, 10 windows. There will obviously be more garbage that needs hauled out. So, anyways, still wanted to take some of this oak and mill it out. Just how dark that heartwood is, but eh. And obviously the yard needs raked, reseeded. A walkway needs to be done between here and the house so that we're not tracking dirt in here. That's a pretty easy thing to do. The trim boards have been cut on most of the windows. It's basically just taking off a 1/16 or a 32nd of an inch to clean the paint and maybe just a little bit of wood off the trim piece. But those need pin nailed back in place and repainted. I have additional trim in here for the upstairs windows which need trim done. This piece of wood here needs to be cut and stained to cap the end of that cabinet there because that was not supposed to be bare on there. I need a 3 1/8 inch wide spacer installed on this side and this side. I need to have this board and this board, which I believe is poplar, brought all the way across, and a cap, maybe eventually a drawer there. This is all the stuff for the slide out double trash can and the front of the cabinet mount, and it needs installed and done. Fireproof caulking needs installed to kind of cover up the foam. Otherwise the foam was literally kind of expanding out kind of everywhere. So I cut it back and was going to do some fire barrier caulking over it to seal it up and make it nice and smooth in there. These last two lights need swapped out with those two assemblies. It's kind of a pain because you have to readjust the whole socket assembly. You got to loosen up the wing nut, try and get the whole thing to move up there. Kind of a pain. This light switch needs swapped out. A toe board needs to be made to go all the way around in here. There is some blue tape on here where there's weird bumpy whatnot. I don't know what it is. Caulking around the sink here. This needs more caulking on it because it actually has a little bit of a gap, and any water that spills out of the shower is going to go right underneath the tub. Maybe a little bit of caulking on the toilet, at least on the shower side of the toilet, to keep water from going down underneath that fitting. New curtain rod installed. This room needs the trim boards for the windows cut back. There's ones right there. This one needs probably both. Well, I think one needs to be cut back and one needs fully replaced. All the light fixture or all the switches and outlets need their plates installed, possibly moved, possibly switched out to actual nice straight white switches instead of off-white. These doors need the magnetic retainers installed to hold it in place. I'm going to go turn this off. We don't need that anymore for now. This door needs the magnetic retainers installed too. The wind likes to blow it open. These windows need the trim boards installed and the blinds installed. I have electrical terminating here, which I need a box installed on that stud. Probably this stud right here, about 4 feet off of that one. And then this box has the wire already ran across and comes out over here, which can be ran over to whichever stud fits over here. And then this one over to this box, which needs to be installed to actually get 1, 2, 3 outlets on this wall. And that would provide sufficient electricity up here. Of course, smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors need installed in all their appropriate places. Not quite sure what the story is with the gap on that corner. The back door needs a drip rail installed, possibly V-shaped, coming in behind this board, bent back up and allowing the water to drain off so it doesn't drip right in the door here and go inside. This could probably use either some caulking or some end trim piecing to transition to the threshold. Of course, mini blinds installed there, there, and there. All these breaker locations need actually documented, printed out, and placed on the breaker panel so that people know which breaker goes to what. Of course, more plates installed to cover up the outlets. This drain line for the washing machine needs actually bracketed to the wall. It's not actually secured in there. Let's see here. Not too much down here. This sink needs drop down to the floor and a proper P-trap installed on here, preferably vented, because I don't know if it's close enough to be considered vented here. That's a drain pipe Where does that one go? Oh, okay, yeah, that's, no, that's, where does that pipe go? Oh, that's the, yeah, that's the old vent. Okay, so that's the vent up through the roof. Okay, so yeah, that needs a proper P-trap installed and the sink actually put all the way down to the floor. I need to take my network switch out of here. Okay. Probably a little more cleanup, get all the paint out in the garage. Yeah, I think I've covered all the places now, huh?